Hey everybody, it's Jay the Painter. How's it going? I've recently come to two conclusions. One, I do have to start talking about current events because they affect art. I feel like a lot of people feel they shouldn't really necessarily. That's my dog. I feel like a lot of times that art and artists are more kind of historians in the world. Like you may lose the text of things that happened, but you will always see the markings as far as like pottery and paintings and so on and so forth. Like they depict the feelings of the people and how they are during the time period in which they're around. So this is our new form of communication for the next generation. Webcam videos. Alright, first of all, I have to talk about this one thing, which is really, really, really important. And that is the violence that's driven a lot of gay teens, gay, bisexual, and transgender, and there's another one, lesbian. Sorry. I'm not any of these things, but I feel it's kind of my responsibility to speak up. Like, I was a strange kid in high school, and I was ridiculed by people, and it was very difficult, and I fought a lot because of it, and I do realize that, that's really hard, because you don't win a lot of those. So that you're not alone in your struggle, I will happily and always stand up for people who deserve to be stood up for. And I promise you, as time goes by, life gets better. I mean, I don't deal with those same assholes anymore. I don't have anything to do with those people, and you're not forced to, as you get older, to continuously deal with those people. They let you have this idea somehow in media that you will always have to deal with people like that your entire lives. They're going to grow up to be bosses, and and this and this and this, and they were popular in high school. The truth of the matter is, those people peak when they're 16 and their life is shit afterwards. So, don't worry about it. You're better than them now, and you will be later. Don't be conceited. But, it'll be fine. I promise. One day, this country is going to realize that you're just as important as those popular kids. I love you guys. I think I have many, this doesn't sound horrible, I have many good friends. I do have many good friends. And I love them. They're great people, and they deserve all the rights in the world, just like everybody else does. The civil rights struggle in this country was no different than what gay people should be getting now, as far as things go. Like, they're struggling for an identity and rights that are equal to everyone else, and they deserve that, because they're just as much a part of our society as anyone else. Alright, secondly, immigration reform. I know that a lot of people aren't really sure how they feel. Well, a lot of people think they know how they feel about this, but honestly I feel like they're just kind of regurgitating information that they hear from other people. I myself am a second generation immigrant from this country, and my father was. My father came straight from here, from Trinidad, and I was born in Washington, D.C. And yeah, my father worked really hard so that I can work really hard as an artist. One day my kids will, take Pilates, and I don't have kids yet. Take Pilates and sit in coffee shops and talk about all the struggles that other people had, and hopefully they won't forget that. But it's important. Okay, just checking time. Alright. It's important, that people remember that this is a nation of immigrants, and everybody came from somewhere at some point in time, and just because you don't want to learn Spanish because you're a fuckhole does not mean other people don't deserve to be here. Latin America makes up a huge percentage of the workforce in America. If you're upset that it's illegal, here's an idea. Be mad at the people that hire those people, not the people who are willing to work so they can have money to feed their families, because that's your real beef. It's got nothing to do. I know I got serious. It's like, oh shit, he got serious. No. And honestly, that's your real beef. If you want to be mad at those people. Don't be mad at people who... Do you have any idea how hard it is to come to this country? To get to this country from Mexico, from way of Mexico. Do you know the effort? I want you guys to watch as many movies as humanly possible about just the way people get to this country. Because then you'll understand. They're documentaries, some are actual movies. There's a movie that came out not too long ago, La Noche. La Noche is a great movie that explains the struggles and tribulations of people trying to get to this country so they can have a better life. They go through all that. People die, people get killed, people get all types of problems, raped, etc., beat up, robbed, let alone their money, their humanity, just so they can be here and get a second chance because they want to help their family wherever they are, or they want to be more than their government allows them to be, and that's important. So that's what I have to say about that. Thirdly, tres. That's right, because I don't have to. Tres. I think the Tea Party are assholes. I do. Sorry. I know you don't want to hear that, but I do. I don't particularly enjoy them. I think there's a lot of racism riddled in their group. I don't think they stand for racism, but I think the fact that they don't stand up against people when they do things that are racist who are in their party means that they're a part of that problem. Because if they allow it to happen and they do not address it, then that's their fault. So I refuse. I refuse to accept them as anything more than a group that spews hatred. I understand, like, they have a lot of good points as far as, you know, people are unemployed. Everybody agrees on that. And the world is in bad shape, and I get that. But blaming all your trials and tribulations via the last 10 years of government, well, actually more than that. Some of you weren't alive when Clinton, well, you were alive, but you weren't cognizant, I guess, of how Clinton was done and stuff like that. His father before him, or Reagan, or whatever. I was here when Reagan was president, and he cut healthcare so bad, the funds for healthcare so bad, that homeless people were running around naked in the streets and freezing to death because they were inpatients at hospitals that lost their coverage and were kicked out and then died. They froze to death outside. Contemplate that shit as a child. Yeah. Also, I don't know, man. It's so strange to me. Like, we live in this country where people complain how they're losing all their rights, and to some extent they're right. They have lost a lot of rights, but I don't feel that they can truly say they feel they live in like a communist place, because in all honesty, I mean, look at them. Some asshole threw a shoe at Bush in Iran, and he was not an asshole, let me rephrase that. I was thinking about the guy who threw the book. That guy threw a shoe at Bush in Iran, and he's still in jail. And then you look at the asshole who threw a book at Obama, whose Secret Service, you know, let him get close enough to throw a book at, which gives you an idea of how relaxed and trusting this new administration is. And the guy tried to hit him with a book. Like, how disrespectful is that? Like, it's just sad how the world gets close. It's 10 minutes. Yeah. I say these things because what most people don't understand is a lot of times in other countries, this information, how we feel, or how I feel, and how people who feel like me, is not going to be expressed. A lot of people didn't realize that people were pissed off that Bush won the first time, let alone the second time. They didn't see that. And, you know, the idea that anybody actually thought that he should be able to run again was kind of preposterous. So you have to understand that these are all points that I feel need to be expressed, because I'm an artist in America, and I feel that words are art forms too, and they need to be seen across the world. Now, I do lots of work all the time, and I just want to say that I've done some political pieces in my life, and I'll probably post one to go on this at the very end of this video. So I hope you enjoy. Have a great day. This is Jay the Painter signing off. Thank you for hearing me.